one as well, along with Dylan Sampson. Moving forward, 10 seed Indiana, the Hoosiers, taking on their in-state rival, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who steal the 7th seed as the independent, no conference championship game. Kurt Cignetti, he won a lot this year, lost just to Ohio State, able to bounce back, handle business against Purdue, but their schedule looked a lot different at the beginning of the season. Now we know it was a cupcake schedule. You didn't realize Michigan was going to suck. You didn't realize Minnesota was going to be as up and down as they were. And Ohio State kind of took it to you. That was your first big test on the road. Now here's your second. So we're going to have to see, is Curtis Roarke, are all of these D1 AA transfers trying to make a name for themselves? Can they step up in their level of competition? I don't have a lot of faith. I think it comes down to one position, and it's the quarterback position. And I have so much more faith in Curtis Roarke over Riley Leonard. It is insane. Riley Leonard did not throw a touchdown pass for the first 3 weeks of the season. Marcus Freeman has not been good in his big moments as Notre Dame head coach right now. And Kurt Cignetti has been on a staff that's made a run before. He has not been the head guy, so it is going to be different, but he's been around Nick Saban when he's made these deep playoff runs. I see Indiana making it to the next round with a 28-0 shutout over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I'll take the first crack at this one. I don't know about a 28-0 shutout. I think that this game is going to be very interesting to watch. Looking at some of the offensive production that Indiana has had this season, I mean, they're relatively close to balance between the run and the pass. They do very well in both facets of the offensive game. They have about 460 carries and they have almost 250 pass attempts, which is the balance that as an offensive lineman, I love to see, because that tells me that you put your faith in the big guys up front. And not only have they shown production on that side of the field, they also have dominated in games that they should dominate in. Yeah, their last loss was to Ohio State, and maybe that one was their first test on the road. But they also took a team like Purdue, which I believe we all expected them to take care of, and they beat them 66-0. And so, in my opinion, I think Indiana is going to take this one. I don't know about a 28-0 shutout. I'm thinking it's more like a 28-14 or maybe a 28-21 because Notre Dame does also do very well on the offensive side of the ball. But I think Indiana takes it.
I'll be the one different here again. I'll take Notre Dame here. Look, Indiana, if you take Ohio State game out of the schedule, they have the 60th or 70th ranked strength of schedule in the country. Right. And you look at that, obviously they got their ass kicked by Ohio State. They were able to make it a game at the end of the game a little bit, but Ohio State kind of ran up and down the field on them. And that's where my big red flag pops up. And Notre Dame, obviously, they haven't really beat anybody of significance. USC is probably the only win that has been worth a shit for that matter. But I don't know. It's as neutral site of a game as you can get. Obviously, both teams in Indiana, both teams are about, I think, 100 miles from each other. It's not far at all. So it's going to be a little bit of rivalry, the game there, in terms of in-state juice and in-state rivalry and kind of fun. So it should be a great game. I'll take the bait and go Notre Dame.
Notre Dame has lost to Northern Illinois at home this season, boys.
Which was 4 months ago also. So
I get that it's a long time ago. It is still the worst loss. There was still 3 months of college football left to be played. It's the worst loss at home of any other team in the country this season. So I don't think that it's necessarily going to play a factor, but it is possible because people have seen it happen before. Talked a lot about this team. We're moving on to Penn